posted the scales for wire welding. Okay, now actually on a serious note, we talked about scales and arc welding as well. And when we talked about scales and arc welding, we said ultimately our 3.0 scale is to what? Anybody remember?
The 3, like degree of 4, you gotta be like certified. 3 is being able to like go do it.
You're right. Go out there, set the machine, and do it. And with wire welding, we're going to see a similar theme. Okay. 1.0, you kind of know what a wire welder is. You might know what a wire weld looks like. At 2.0, you could weld with me setting up the machine, guiding you. Ultimately, we want to move to a 3.0 and perform a butt weld to be a 3.0, where you walk out in the machine, set everything up there all by yourself, and do the weld. And why do we want the 3.0? What's our goal, ultimately? Why am I interested in that?
To weld.
Huh?
To weld.
To weld. To weld where, though?
Do it anywhere outside of the school.
Correct. To do it on your own, outside of the school. Say when you don't have somebody like me as a resource to say, hey, what's going wrong? To get you where you can stand on your own 2 feet. So we're going to shoot for wire welding with a 3.0. Yesterday I actually did talk to you guys. I said we right now have 1 wire welder that's actually working out there. So what I did to set the stage for this is I ran off a sheet that I passed out earlier that asks you to go through and set the machine. One of the most challenging parts of wire welding is setting the machine. If you've learned to arc weld, which I feel like most of you have, you can go from arc welding to wire welding within about 10 minutes once you get the machine set. Pull the trigger and do the same kind of a process you've done with arc welding. We have 3 motions we can do in arc welding. Anybody remember the 3 motions? Aiden, give me one of them.
Up and back.
I can do an up and back. Try and give me another one.
Do the it's crescents around.
Okay, tight horseshoes or crescents. Grady, the third one. Huh?
Just straight.
Just drag it in a straight line. So we can do those same tricks with this once we get the machine set up to weld. So I need to teach you how to set the machine. That's going to be probably our first thing that we're going to do. So when we go to MIG welding, metal inert gas welding, there's a chart under the cover of the machine. And that chart looks like this. Now what I did is I snapped a photo of the chart off the machine so I didn't have all 15 of you huddled around one machine trying to look at it. And I passed it out. One of the things our school has voiced a concern with is, does our students know how to read a chart? And I feel like most of you have a pretty good idea how to read a chart, but it never hurts to do a little practice and a little working through it again. So you need some information from me to know how to set this chart. You need to know what kind of gas we have attached to our machine. We have a 25%, 75% blended gas. And our blended gas is 25% CO2 and 75% argon. That's the blended gas that we're using. Now I'm not going to walk you through the entire chart here. I'm going to call you out on your own for a minute. But read through this column and find which one of these gases match ours. Okay, put your finger on it. Just let me do a quick glance about and see where people are. Just put your finger on it, okay? Put your finger on the blended gas, okay? And I'm doing a quick glance about everybody's in the first part of the chart. It's all in the right place. You've placed your finger here. So this is where we're going to be reading our chart from. This is what we're. The next thing we need to know is we need to know the diameter of the wire. Now I can open the machine. We'll show you that when we do part 2 of this thing in the real world. But the diameter of the wire in our machine is 0.035 mm. The last piece of this puzzle you need to know is you need to know that this is 1/4 inch metal that we're welding on. Now you guys probably already knew that because you've been welding on the 1/4 inch steel for such a long time. So now let's see if you can read the rest of this chart, right? So take a minute and go through and put your finger on the settings for our machine. Where am I going to set my machine? Take a minute and go around. I'm just going to give you a quick thumbs up. Keep looking. Where am I going to set my machine? So read this chart right here and figure out what numbers I'm going to use to set my machine at.
Oh.
So you already got your hand in the gas column. Find the numbers. I'll just do a quick walkabout and see how people are doing. Good. Which set though? There's 3 sets. So where's your wire at? You're in the wrong column here. Move up one where you were before. Yep, now find your 35 millimeter wire and the thickness of your metal. Yep, you're right. That's exactly right. Now where's your wire thickness?
I have no idea what the wire.
0.035.
320
Okay? Where are you pointing? Down here?
Oh, yeah.
You got to come back up here where your blended gas is though.
Blended gas?
Yeah, because you're running 75-25,
Well, I
right?
was right here.
So you got to
Oh, okay, yeah.
aha, the aha moment. Okay? All right, where are we at now?
Like right here.
Okay, so where's my 1/4 inch steel?
Quarter.
Keep looking at it. You're really close. You're one section down again. Which gas do I have?
Oh, right there.
Oh,
I found it.
Okay.
519.
yeah.
Well, but where's our wire diameter? Are we running 30 or are we running 35?
96.
Okay? Yeah. Correct. Okay. How are we doing? Now, how come you pointed to that? Because he said it or because you found it? Well, does that match up what we're talking about? What do you think? Right? If we have time, I'm going to have you try one more. One column off. Where's your 1/4? Okay? Where's your 1/4? Yep, right on the money. Is that 1/4? And you're pointing to this, but I have 35 wire.
Yeah,
Oh, you're covering it up. I'm sorry. Right? Where are you pointing at? All right, that's right on. So now where's your 1/4 inch steel? Well, what are you reading right here? All right, so now where do they line up? Yeah, so what numbers do we have?
360 over 50.
Yeah, and you're already pointing at it, so agreed. You're pointing at it, agreed. And you're pointing at it, agreed. Now, what are these numbers all about? These numbers are about the settings that we're going to use on our machine. This is what we're going to set our voltage at, and this is what we're going to set our amperage at. And what this will do for us is this will set the machine in what we call the ballpark. It means that when I dial those 2 numbers in on the digital display of this machine, which is not portraying very well in this copy, but when I dial those 2 numbers in, I will be able to set up and perform a weld. Remember what I said, it puts us in the ballpark. Does it mean the machine is perfectly set? What's your thoughts? Is the ballpark getting close? Is that what I'm trying to say? Okay, but what do we want out of that machine? Do we want to be in the ballpark, or where do we want to be? Yeah, we want a home run, right? We got to fine tune it so we can set the machine up with these numbers, fine tune it, and make it weld really nice. And that's what we're going to try to pick up with on